At the time that the child was conceived, were you engaged in sexual relations with anyone other than Mr. Chambers?
Yes.
You were? The first time that you filed a police report, can you tell the court what happened in that incident?
We had an altercation and he bruised my face.
Okay. Did you say he bruised your face?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, you had cut out just a little. And how long ago was that?
I think when our daughter was 1. I don't know the date. I do know that it was in 2021.
And then the second time that you had to file a police report, do you remember what happened at that incident?
Yes, ma'am. It was the last time he seen his daughter. I was getting my daughter back, and it was an altercation, and he started to put his hands on me, and he tried to throw my keys into the bushes. We was on highway by Winnie, and I had to file a police report.
Okay. And has any actions been taken since you filed the police report? Are there any pending criminal charges?
They didn't let me know.
Now, at the time that the child was conceived, were you engaged in sexual relations with anyone other than Mr. Chambers?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
And has any DNA been done regarding that individual? Okay. Thank you.
No.
I'm going to order DNA testing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hold on one second.
Are you?
Miss
Okay.
Stevenson, just hold on one second, okay? Miss Stevenson, if you were engaged in sexual concourse with anyone other than Mr. Chambers, I have to have a DNA test just to verify.
It was
just to make
before
sure.
It was August the 4th with the other person, and then Mr. Chambers September the 28th, and then I got pregnant in October. So I know that Isaiah Chambers is the father of my child.
So you were not having sexual relations with anyone else at the time that the child was conceived.
This hearing starts with high tension and a lot of emotion. Miss Stevenson is clearly stressed, and the court is trying to get the facts straight. The discussion about past altercations and bruises sets a serious tone immediately. The first police report shows that the conflict is not new and the court is already aware of history. The second incident highlights control issues and physical intimidation. The mention of keys being thrown into the bushes adds drama and urgency. The court asks about pending charges, which shows how careful the judge is being. The repeated questions about sexual relations make the DNA testing central. The timing of conception is critical, and both sides are nervous. The back and forth demonstrates the lack of trust between the parents. The court is patient but firm, and it is clear that emotions are running high. The mother tries to explain details, but she struggles with dates and clarity. The judge is listening closely and making sure the record is correct. The tension builds as the court prepares to order DNA testing. The courtroom feels heavy, and every statement matters. The first part ends with anticipation for the test results and the next steps.
No, sir. I'm sorry if I didn't understand.
Because you said you were.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand.
That's okay. Go ahead, Miss Overstreet.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, so
Hold
you're
on.
now
Mr. Chambers, knowing what Miss Stevenson just testified to, do you still not want to take a DNA test?
We can now, because I don't believe it.
That's okay, Mr. Chambers. I don't blame you. All right. That's your right. We're going to order DNA testing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's our reset date?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. I didn't have it up.
And I'm sorry you both waited so long. Sometimes that's kind of how the facts come out in these trials. So we just want to make sure we got everything squared away before we go forward and do a full-blown order in regards to the child. What's our reset date?
May 26th.
I have a question to ask.
Okay, well, hold on one second. Go ahead and ask your question, Mr. Chambers.
Before I do the DNA test, before I even get to that, I was going to let you know, I did know that she have cheated on me in August with some guy.
Okay.
And
that's just another good reason, Mr. Chambers, to take the DNA test and verify.
But that was way in August the 4th. It was
okay. Hey, y'all, listen real quick. Careful, okay? There's a lot of issues that y'all have, and that's fine. I want to hear those issues that are important in regards to the child, Bella, all right? But today's not that day. Today is the day that I'm going to order DNA testing. And the AG's office is going to reach out to each of you and let you know when and where you're supposed to show up for your DNA test. And then we'll come back here in May. And once the DNA test results get to me, then we'll have a hearing at that time and I'll see the DNA test results. Okay. Until that time, just, airing out ugly issues against each other doesn't matter. Okay?
No, sir. I was just asking, is there any way that, no, I'm just let you go ahead and continue and I just ask at the end.
No, that's all I had, Mr. Chambers.
Well, I was going to ask, stating that I do know it's my daughter, but now that she's, how that came about. But I ain't gonna lie, I really do miss my daughter and I would love to see her.
DNA testing is now the main focus, and the tension between the parents escalates. Mr. Chambers expresses doubt and frustration while Miss Stevenson insists on the timeline. The judge makes it clear that testing is necessary to verify facts. The discussion about cheating in August adds personal conflict, but it is irrelevant to the legal procedure. The judge redirects both sides to stay focused on the child and the DNA order. Mr. Chambers struggles with emotions because he misses his daughter. The legal process slows the ability for him to see Bella, and that heightens the stakes. The court is fair but firm, and it does not let either parent derail the process. The mother confirms the timeline of sexual relations, which clarifies paternity questions. The judge explains how and when the DNA test will occur and keeps control of the hearing. Both parties are told to wait for the results, which builds suspense. The emotional weight of separation is clear, and the court acknowledges it subtly. The tension is palpable as the parents try to negotiate visitation without success. The judge gives practical advice, but cannot force temporary solutions yet. The courtroom dynamic shows patience and procedural fairness. The audience can feel the strain on both parents and the unresolved conflict. The second part ends with the scene set for the May hearing and the pending DNA test.
Like yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So if there's any way, like this weekend or next weekend, can I please?
I can't order that, Mr. Chambers, because I don't have a specific type of pleading in front of me that allows me to do that. Somebody would have had to file some additional lawsuits in front of me for me to be able to order that at this time, okay? You've been patient to this point in time. I'm just going to ask you to be patient for 2 more months, and then we'll come back and get the visitation issue squared away on a final basis. I would say, I can't order it, but Miss Stevenson, if Mr. Chambers had been having contact rights with Bella up until some point in time, you probably ought to make arrangements for him to be able to see his daughter. But that's just my suggestion.
I ain't seen my daughter in 8 months straight. All I asked is just to see my daughter.
I can't order it, Mr. Chambers, unless Miss Stevenson.
I have a question regarding to the DNA test. Can it be sooner because I am pregnant and I'm somewhere due around that time?
Well, you're due around what time?
I'm due June the 12th, but they are looking at the end of May.
Well, they're going to swab you for the DNA test, probably, Miss Stevenson, in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the Zoom hearing on this case is going to be at the end of May. Okay.
Understood. And then the reason why he can't see his daughter is because he can't give her back to me. That is why we're going through this whole process.
Okay.
Because he don't want to give her back to me, and he have a problem with keeping his hands to himself.
Okay. Well, we'll take up all those issues at that time. Maybe I'll be able to work out something between now and then, but if you can't, then I'll just take it up at that time. Just to understand, Ms. Stevenson and Mr. Chambers, the fact that the child was kept away from the father for this long, it will be a factor when I come back here and make my final decision in this case.
Okay.
All right. And all of those facts will come out, and it'll have an influence on what I do in the case. But if there was one side that was basically exercising dominance over the child to the detriment of the other party, I'm going to take that into consideration when I make my ruling.
Okay.
Right? I wish you both the best of luck. We'll see you back here in May.
The final segment shows the frustration of delayed resolution and the emotional strain of separation. Mr. Chambers is desperate to see his daughter, but the legal framework prevents it. The judge explains clearly that temporary arrangements cannot be ordered without proper filings. The discussion highlights the consequences of withholding a child and controlling behavior. Miss Stevenson is reminded of the long separation and the influence it may have on the final ruling. The hearing underscores how evidence and procedure outweigh personal feelings in court. The judge balances fairness with patience and ensures each party understands their role. Mr. Chambers expresses longing and regret for lost time with Bella, which adds human drama. The court notes that actions taken against the other parent will be considered in the ruling. The DNA test timing is crucial because of the pregnancy, which adds urgency and tension. The courtroom is a mix of legal precision and emotional stress. The judge emphasizes patience and reminds them that the outcome will consider dominance and fairness. The parents are advised to work out issues if possible, but the court will intervene if necessary. Each statement contributes to the final decision and sets expectations clearly. The audience sees the importance of cooperation and timing in family law. The hearing concludes with a clear roadmap and suspense for the next meeting. The third part leaves viewers anticipating results and understanding the complexity of custody conflict. And that's where we leave this case for now. The DNA test will decide the truth, and the next hearing will determine visitation. Both parents have their struggles, and the judge will weigh every action carefully. Stay tuned to see what happens next and how this family drama unfolds. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom updates. We'll be back with the results and the next chapter in this tense and emotional story.